story's called The Birthday Party.
Hi, I am Cirrhosis the Wolf. They put me on the show because your ratings aren't doing so good, and they just figured maybe you could use a sidekick.
I really don't need a sidekick.
So, a little bit about myself. I am a raging alcoholic, and I am a wolf, and that's about it.
Oh, okay.
Oh yes, I voted Trump this time around because I want to make America great again.
You are really not needed for this. I wish it would go away.
Well, you don't have to be rude about it.
Make America great again. Once again, this story is called The Birthday Party.
Yeah, more like, try to make this show great again, because this show kind of blows.
The Birthday Party. I once received a letter in the mail. It was an invitation to a birthday party. I followed the poorly written directions to an abandoned house. The wood was rotting on the floorboards, and the house appeared to be vacant for many years. I crawled in through the window as the door was sealed. I entered what seemed to be a large open room with a huge dining table. There was dust and cobwebs everywhere, and different colored balloons around the table. There was also a place settings with rotten pieces of birthday cake at each one. At each setting, there was a nice framed photo, one of Jesus. At the next seat, another of Buddha. In fact, at each place setting, there was a different Messiah. From the corner of my eye, I saw a man enter what seemed to be a bedroom. I'm assuming he was an announcer of some sort. He was tall, well-dressed in a nice suit, black bow tie and all, and was holding a microphone and balancing a huge box of candy in the other hand. The box was covered with writing from around the world. He motioned to me to enter the bedroom. Upon entering, I noticed the wallpaper was torn off the wall, and there were broken pieces of drywall and old bottles on the floor. He plunged his hand into the box and pulled out some sort of candy. He shoved the candy under my nose and said, "Do you see this candy? Well, Stephen ate this candy, and do you know what kind of day Stephen had?" Well, I said to myself, who the hell is Stephen? I looked up to the announcer, and feeling pressed, gave him an answer. "A good day?" The announcer shouted, "You're right, a great day," and threw the candy over his left shoulder. Just then, to my surprise, from under the opposite side of the bed, a small man in a satin jester outfit with 3-day beard growth and dark eyebrows, who was smoking a stogie, came out from under the bed and ran past me out of the room. As you would imagine, I felt compelled to leave the room. The announcer motioned me to follow him to the next room as well. As I entered another duplicate bedroom, the same thing happened again. The announcer, who offered me candy and asked the question, "Do you see this candy?" Well, Stephen ate this candy. And do you know what kind of day Stephen had? I replied, "Ugh, another great day?" The announcer once again said, "Correct, sir. A great day." And once again, a small man dressed like a jester ran out from under the bed and out of the room. I would say this was a strange case of deja vu. I felt very uneasy, yet my curiosity sparked as I entered the last room of the house. This bedroom seemed somewhat different. The walls were still in disrepair and stressed from years of neglect, and much dimmer. Just as before, there was the same announcer holding candy again, and once more asked his question, Do you see this candy? Well, Stephen ate this candy, and do you know what kind of day Stephen had? At this point, I cut him off and said, I don't know. I don't really give a shit what day Stephen had. But the announcer just stared at me, waiting for an answer. I looked at him and said, all right, how about a good day? The announcer threw the candy over his shoulder and quickly yelled, wrong! Stephen ate this candy, and he died. I took a step back in shock, and at the moment the small man ran out from underneath the bed yet again, but was dressed in a cheaply made red devil costume and smiled at me as he ran out from under the bed. I can honestly say this was the worst party I've ever
Lame. No, I'm just saying, I don't know if you were telling a story or you were trying to put the audience to sleep because it was just boring. It was just a boring story. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Like, what even happened to Stephen? It is who? Like,
What
where
are you
is
talking
where-
about?
What
Where
happened
is
to Stephen?
It's not supposed to make sense.
Yeah, but it
It's not
doesn't make
supposed
sense.
to make sense. It's supposed to be an odd story. There's
But I'm just saying,
strange
was it any good?
Stories. What? Wait, what?
I said it wasn't any good. Your story wasn't any good.
Oh, okay, well, it's time for you to go now. Sacrifice.
Ouch. Ooh. Oh wait.
Why
Won't stop. Stop.
die?
Apparently, I can't die. Oh, that's pretty interesting. Who would have thought that I could not be killed? That's very strange. I did, however, bring a friend back this time, and your name is Engelbert. His name's Gerber Gerber. I don't know his name. But, apparently, he can actually die.